Foxx stand-up special. What did you think?
It was so good. The Jamie Foxx special was so good, and it's just so weird. Everybody, I know comedy and things, everything is subjective in life, right?
Mhm.
Like it, and that's just what it is. But I think the interesting conversation around this, I think people that don't like this one are not saved, they lost souls. Because if you're missing the whole point.
I guess I'm a lost soul because I didn't like it.
I thought you said you liked it when I talked to you.
No, I said that was just okay.
Okay. I think people went in thinking that it was going to be this comedy special when it was more of a testimonial. So a tester, like, I mean, you black, you know church, you know what a testimony is, and so I think that's what it really was really about, just us taking us through whatever happened and how he got to where he is now. You know, like he made it out. This is his story. And I don't know what the expectation was, because it was for me, it was kind of dark. There was parts of it where that humor was really dark, and so I think that might not have said well with people, because we used to Jamie Foxx being so goofy, so silly, and we're also not used to seeing men be so emotionally transparent, because the nigga walk out and he's like already crying, like just filled with gratitude, and you can feel that through your screen. So I think that's also part of it, where I think that he's getting a bad rap, but also I'm like, the nigga is just it's literally called See What Had Happened Was, and he is going to tell us this story, and we're gonna get a few kicks in here and there, but I enjoyed it for what it was. But also I need y'all to go through life with me, like the way that I kind of do life now. And it's not to have expectations, because when you have expectations, your ass is always disappointed. I know that's kind of like a fucked up way to look at shit and to operate. But when you operate from that space, I'm like, oh, I was so mad. I was like, well, I didn't have any expectations.
No.
And it takes a lot to wow, but also because of that, it takes a lot to wow me, and I'd be like, damn, where's the wow factor? But I'm like, it was cool. Like I enjoyed it for what it was. Like but I also, again, wasn't expecting anything. So he gave me what that was, and I was like, all right, I'm able to walk away with it.
I thought it was cool. It was cool. I just thought it was somewhat all over the place. They didn't have any direction to me. That was one of my main things. Like,
well, you also are a writer, storyteller, so it's different when you go through. See, as creatives, when we go in with that mindset, I think that kind of spoils things for us. Like I have comic, friends that are like my homeboys that, even dating a person that's like, also a writer and that has directed and to produce different things. It's certain stuff I just don't want to watch. I'm like, I'm not.
I was scared to watch it originally because I was like, man, because I don't know any comedian that is taking off this much time that has been able to do well. That's why I want Eddie to come back. Only one, I guess, maybe is Chappelle, but Chappelle was kind of still doing it a little bit. Like he never really take time off.
Yeah, he just be popping up, and he still will tour.
Right. Even when he was on his sabbatical for them couple of years, he was still popping up doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just felt like it was just miscombobulated all over the place. Like, and it was cool. Like, it was a cool testimony. I appreciated his story. But I felt like that could have kind of been done. I don't know. I need to go back. Did they market this as a comedy special or just a special?
It was just a special. I don't. And if it was comedy, it was probably simply because he is a comic. But it was just, for me, I laughed.
Yeah, I laughed a couple of times. It was just like, I don't know. It just, I will say the one part, and this is maybe just me, and this may be something, and just in general, I felt like the part, like the part where he had to remind us who he was. I thought that was kind of unneeded. Like it was being like braggadocious, like for no reason to me. Like we know you and all this stuff because he's like nobody can clone this, and then show the movie thing. Like it was just like, okay, do we know that you're not a clone? Like you didn't have to do all the things.
But okay, so
but let me stop with that. But it also did remind me how fucking talented he is, though, too. Yeah. But I didn't need like everything you've done. I didn't need an in memorandum for you.
I think that was his FU to the internet, like the people that were saying things, because I think if that wasn't a conversation, that bit probably wouldn't have even been in there.
I don't know. I can see having it in there. I'm just going up on what I've peeped his ego would be, though, because Jamie Foxx has an ego.
Don't everybody have one? 100%. Like, and especially in Hollywood. He wears
his on his sleeve, though, way more than other people do. And I don't know him personally. But also,
that was a part of, but honestly, like, if we're being honest, his ego was part of the bit too. You know, how his ego humbled him real quick. Like, you know, and the nurse was like, well, you Jamie fucking Foxx, right? You should be able to do this. You should be able to do that. And he couldn't do it. And then sat his ass back down. But then he had to remember how he had to feed it was weird. Like in the sense of him, because we always say that your ego will humble you real quick. And you'll get humbled. And so in the sense of that, like that monster, he had to reset and just remember who he was as a day-to-day human being. And so if I want to be able to be this person, whatever this is, I got to start over.
Yeah.
So
it was cool. Like it was cool. Like I said, it was cool. I appreciated his testimony. You know what I'm saying? And what he went through. I don't know. I just felt like maybe I don't know, man. And that's what I said. I need to know if it was going to be if it was a special or a comedy. If it was a comedy special, it's a definitely a D or F, because I need you to work. I don't want to. I would let me put it in this context for all the people that are like in the comedy like that, like you are, Dom, and other people know the history. And we talked about this for Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor did a great thing when he did Night on Sunset Strip, when he did the whole thing with somebody who was on drugs and on crack and burned himself up. One thing that people don't, he gets so much props for being so vulnerable in the comedy for that moment. The one thing that people don't know about is, or maybe don't, or if they do, is that he had to take that 3 times.
So it says, this is from Yahoo. This is the title. Okay. We're all rooting for Jamie Foxx, but his Netflix special is a missed opportunity. That was from Yahoo. USA Today. Jamie Foxx's new stand-up special brings laughs and revelations, how to watch. And then it was one that was just from, okay, that was on the news page. Hold on, let me go home. Somebody said, this is the Daily Mail, but the Daily Mail be so messy.
Yes.
Latest twist in Jamie Foxx downward spiral. Fans brand him racist and misogynist after
I ain't messing with white girls no more. I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll get there because I want to segue into something afterwards.
Yeah. So no, but I was saying like people give Richard Pryor so much grace and like which was awesome to do, but it took him 3 times to do that. He got booed the first 2 nights doing that stand up.
You know, okay.
The one that he talked about doing crack and getting burned up, like the one that was like, oh man, Richard Pryor was so vulnerable. He even got booed the 2 first nights.
I would say this. So
I understand I don't go to comedy to see somebody go through their fucking part of their psychological evaluation. Put it like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that there's honestly, depending on your type of comedy and your comedic style, it could work, right? So I went to Sidney Castillo's stand-up. Like Tahir had one the night before at this spot that was phenomenal, and Sydney's was same spot, a really intimate setting the next night. Then it was like, and then Gary G thing, I went to his. So depending on the scale of what your production is, like you said, Richard Pryor had 3 nights where he was taping. Mm-hmm. They pretty much tape everything now. It's like one sitting. So like when Marlon did the special headliners, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was good.
It was 2 tapings. Same night. I ended up going to both. And then with Sydney's and Tahir, they only got 1 take. So there might be a joke where they could mess up at the end. They might have them redo it, or they will have, there's like, different, they'll have the audience do certain things. So I think it depends, but I'm wondering if there was just 1 taping for this.
No, I think it was more than 1. I think it was more than 1 for this.
And so, and maybe it was 2. Maybe it was 2 for that night. And that's how I could see
I'm thinking it's 2 different nights.
No. It was 1. And the reason why I almost felt like it was 1 taping is because there was a certain edit that happened, and I would have cut it out. And I peeped the joke. He kind of told the joke. They had it twice in there. And I peeped it. And it's at the beginning when he starts telling, like, he is going into it, and then he stops and it goes back into it. Personally, as somebody that I would have cut it out, but whatever. So that's how I was like,
let's get to the white girl.
Was it 2?
Let's get to the white girl. Let's get to the white girl's comment.
Okay, let's get there. I enjoyed it for what it was. The white girl stuff, have the floor.
Hey, look.
Also, I think this nigga is lying and pandering, but whatever.
100%. That's what. 100%. That's what as soon as I thought. I was like,
you want to know what would make me believe him a little bit, just a little bit? If he had a black baby, a fully black baby. He don't have no. And here's the thing, I still ain't gonna believe it then.
Nope. He got to get Lupita Nyong'o for me to believe it, and stay with her for 3 years, minimum.
See, I don't believe him at all. I don't believe him.
No, but he knows how to pander towards the crowd. I give him that. Look, he knows how to pander.
But I'm also sick. You don't have to do all of that. Like we know. But see, here's the thing. Jamie Foxx get away with that shit because he don't make no ass out of black women in a
now. I'll just say that. I will say that he don't talk shit about black women, and he don't when that's his preference. But he don't be like if black women. No, he don't be on no bullshit. He
don't do that. And so we don't have no beef with you. No. Go do you, boo. You don't have to.
No, we know you like the candy.
Yeah, like go over there. We are not tripping off of you, Jamie Foxx.
You ain't talking shit about nobody. You doing.
And also, I don't think it's. I think Jamie Foxx is attractive, but but it's not like we don't hear people lusting how they feel about like Denzel or like a Michael B. And if they're saying that, I've never heard them say that, and that's no shade to him. He's a nice looking guy. But that's just the reality of the situation. Is he a heartthrob? No. But is he a hell of an actor? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a hell of a singer. Listen, blame it on the alcohol. Had us out there drinking nasty ass Nouveau. Okay? Y'all had a party and had us drinking that nasty ass Nouveau, Daryl. So I'm just saying. But before we
look, but I don't want people taking this out of context when I was saying that Jamie Foxx is one of the most talented people we've had in this industry, period.
Yep.
Like the motherfucker can do everything. So look, just because I did not necessarily jive all the way with the special or comedy special, whatever they want to call it, variety show, whatever, that does not take away from the fact that I think he's one of the most talented cats to do it.
Yo, okay. So you do know that Jamie Foxx got into an altercation this past weekend.
Okay, break this down for me. I mean, I've read about, but you have your ear to the streets.
I don't have my ear to the streets. I just be having theories, and this is the conspiracy theorist in me, the Aquarius in me, right?
Huh?
So when I read that, gauntlets were thrown at his birthday party. First of all, I'm like, where are you? Is this birthday party really in this public setting where somebody at the table next to you is able to throw a glass at you? So I got a theory that there might be one of Puff Daddy kids because of the special. Because, part of the whole thing was Diddy do it. People was making up rumors saying that Puffy tried to have him off. And it would be for what reason? Because he said he left these parties at 9, but let's be clear, you might have left that party at 9, but Jamie Foxx went home and had his own party. Everybody knows that. So ultimately, I'm really sitting here. I'm like, yo, that would be a crazy way, like, because we know that they confronted Ray J. Chris Brown breaking it up. Y'all want to keep my daddy name. Y'all want us talking about y'all daddy.
So are they gonna fight everybody in the world if this is true?
I mean, this is just me being at the, but you can't. And then I'm like, y'all are making it even worse because now y'all are menaces to society.
And nobody real respects them. They ain't running up on no. Let's just throw TDE out there. They ain't running up on them cats from TDE if they talked about Diddy. They ain't running up on the Rough Riders. They ain't running up on the Locks and D Block. I'm just saying, like, cats, like, they ain't running up on Lil Durk and them boys. We'll talk about him in a little bit later. But they ain't running up on them boys. They ain't running up on them Texas boys. What?
Like, running you can't say those things as I'm trying to drink the water.
I'm just saying they running up on people that they know they can fight, man, or they can try to jump. Go ahead. Why aren't you running up on some of them West Side of Chicago cats? Why don't you run up on some of them Haitian boys out of Miami? You ain't doing that. And I guarantee you, they talking all the same shit.
Yeah, I think it's just at this point, y'all are better off just not saying nothing or just not being reactive. Like, we know y'all are furious.
And we know y'all not hard. Let's just say it. We know y'all ain't hard. We know y'all ain't hard. Your daddy had to go in there and fight for you, Justin, when you were playing on the football team at UCLA, and they was the strength and conditioning coach was running your ass crazy because you was crying, which is on the fact. That's true. And that's when Diddy threw that kettlebell at his strength and conditioning coach.
Yep.
Come on, man. If that's true, I'm just saying I don't want that to be true because also even them running up on the Ray J thing was sucker too.
But even honestly, even in that situation, I was like, wasn't the strength and conditioning coach doing his job? Like, weren't these coaches like
they are assholes?
Yeah, I'm like, so I'm like, what? So you went in there, and because you didn't like how somebody was talking to your son, you do that, and again, as if you not a public figure, as if I'm not finna turn around and sue your ass for millions of dollars. You got it, and so you about to come up off it. It's just petty cash to you. Because you could have potentially killed that man. Then what was you gonna do?
I think they had to settle that out of court too. I think that strength and conditioning coach sued, I believe.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Hey y'all, if you like what you see here on Everyone Needs an Aquarius, be sure to hit that button right there. It'll take you to more clips, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. See you back next time.